Welcome everyone to the Global Bodyworkers podcast. This is episode 3, I believe.
Yeah.
And we're here today with my lovely guest, Rebecca from the Shen. She's an awesome LMT, licensed massage therapist from New York. She is inspirational to me and to others because she is a solo LMT, an entrepreneur, but also just did all the right things to become successful in her field. This is a really hard field to get into, and to see a solo LMT kill it, like, is just such a wonderful, wonderful thing. So, thank
Thank
you for coming on
you.
today, Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Will. How are you?
Good, good, thank you. Um, so just funny story. If everyone wants to know, we actually filmed a podcast episode before. It just didn't work out. I didn't hit record or something happened. But a lot of things has happened since then. So this is kind of like a revised like version of what we're doing, and we're just gonna shed a lot on like Rebecca's journey of being a solo LMT and her business. When we recorded back in September, she was only 2 months in. She has like a lot more experience in that, and now she has more to talk about. So like, kind of glad this happened, you know. So
Right? Meant to
yeah,
be.
thank you. So yeah, I have a couple questions for you and
Sure.
everything, but just as a quick introduction and little, tidbit to go into, like, what got you into massage therapy in the first place?
All right. So I feel like my story can be very similar to most.
Mhm.
I was on one path and decided I didn't want to go down that path anymore. I have worked in healthcare in ophthalmology for 11 years as a scribe. So naturally, I was like, well, I'm in healthcare, so I guess the
Yeah.
next step is to become a nurse. So I started going to school, getting all the classes that I needed. It came time to apply to nursing programs. That's around the time when COVID became
Okay. Yeah. 2020.
prominent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I had a lot of time to reflect and I was like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not
Yeah.
passionate about this realm of care for people. I want to take care of people, but just not in this
In
setting.
this sense. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I noticed a few girls that I went to high school with were massage therapists and
Okay.
I knew nothing about massage therapy other than the fact that I liked to get massages
Right. Okay.
always. So I was like, all right, whatever, let's try it out. If it
Yeah.
doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. First day there, I was hooked. I was like, yep, we're in this. We're
Yeah.
going all the way.
It's hard
And
not to. Yeah.
yeah, and the fact that like we got to practice on each other. So I was like, all right, I'm going to school and I get to get massages
Every
while
day.
I'm here. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was like, it's a win-win. It was 2 very rough years of working full-time in Suffolk and then going to school full-time in Nassau.
That's crazy.
So yeah, long days, gruesome days, but also very fun days. I met a lot of good friends there, some that I still
Yeah.
talk to, and now I'm out in the world. And I think, when did I graduate now? 2 years ago. It's already
Okay.
been 2 years. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That
Time
time,
flies.
yeah, it really
Yeah.
has. And now
But
I'm 7 months into owning and
the
operating the
business.
Shenden. Yeah.
Wow, 7 months already.
Yeah, 7 months
That was just
tomorrow.
yesterday.
I
What? Oh
know.
my gosh. That's
It's
crazy.
wild. It's
No, but
wild.
I was just gonna like interject that like I think that because it was so grueling, it kind of built those steady work habits that
Mm-hmm.
probably helped you because like we were talking about before, I feel like the ones who become successful as solo LMTs is ones who have good work like ethics so they can be like self motivators, right? But
Mm-hmm.
also have a job before because like this is what I want to tell to other people is that being a massage therapist, unless you're going into the corporate world immediately, if you want to be a solo LMT, you almost have to have something to make income
Mm-hmm.
while you're doing this. It's hard to like just day one off the bat. I created a company and everyone's
Yeah.
gonna come pouring in and I'm gonna make money to start paying my bills off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard, but
Yeah. It's
yeah,
I the way that I looked at it was I've lived in survival mode most of my life. Not that that's
right.
really a good place to be.
No, it's not.
However, there is a silver lining to it of the only option that I felt, at least in my mind and in my heart, was I have to keep going. So I was like, I don't have any other option than to go to school till midnight and then get up for work and go to work at 7:30.
Dang.
And then for the the whole year that I knew I wanted to open a business, just save my money. Not to say like it was easy. I
Right.
was, I still had rent to pay, I had other bills to pay, school loans, like that was all on me. But I had one goal in mind. It was to not live in this cycle anymore. So I was like, we're just gonna keep going. And
Exactly.
no matter the stress and the late nights, we're gonna keep pushing. And there were definitely some days that were harder than others, but
Mhm.
I would go through it again if I
That's
knew that
awesome.
it
Yeah.
was gonna lead to this.
Where you're at now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was also gonna say, because I did a little bit like of like massage teaching for a little bit. Didn't work out, but I was always trying to tell people that when they're going through it, day one, start planning to like what your vision is gonna be.
Yeah.
Like,
And you're smart
start.
for saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and that's how I treated it.
Mhm.
Like when I was in school, I'm like, I already know. I'm gonna basically treat like my company like it's already open, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and like you, because even when you get licensed and you think like, all right, I got it all, there's still so much to build upon,
There is.
like
Yeah.
digitally on the social media world, like business wise on all the LLCs and all the licenses and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
like you could get ahead and like my thing was like, hey, start building clients now.
Yeah.
You network, and in your case, you were saving up.
Yeah.
So like that's a great idea. So you did touch upon that it was 2 years, which is like a big difference from like I feel like a lot of the rest of the country for
Mhm.
like required hours and stuff like that. So just rolling into the first question.
Yeah.
So I know that New York is typically about 1,000 hours
Mhm.
for the requirement to become a massage therapist, and you guys have a separate MBLIS as compared to the rest of the country. So what I had written is 1,000 hours in New York massage school is a lot compared to the rest of the country. What was your biggest struggle, and what helped you keep going?
So the biggest struggle was that my school tried to abruptly shut down it was either our second or third trimester. I don't remember
Hmm.
because it was a very bad time and the
Oh
brain
my
blanks
gosh.
out bad
Yeah, yeah,
memories.
yeah.
But yeah, it was like our third trimester and it was 2 days before it started and the school emailed us that they were on some sort of suspension for something. They didn't really, and
That's
they were going to be
crazy.
shutting down. And best wishes, peace. And we all were kind of like,
What's going on?
yeah, I was out that night. So I'm talking to and I was actually out with some classmates. I was like, did you guys
Oh,
get the email? Like, naturally, I'm freaking
uh-huh.
out. They're like, we'll worry about it tomorrow. I was like, no, read it now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Read it now. I can't be out now. I'm freaking out. So,
Yeah.
we had a lot of like virtual meetings with the school board, president of the school, everybody that was involved in the school. And we didn't threaten them, but we were just kind of like,
Pushing them like
like
do
you didn't
something.
tell us when we enrolled that this was possibly happening. They had
Yeah.
known already for like a year that this was a thing that could
Mm.
happen. No, it had nothing to do with COVID. I
Really?
still to this day don't really know what it was, and there's a lot of legal reasons
Right, right,
that we
right,
don't
right, right.
know, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basically we told them like you have to let us finish. Like we are
Yeah.
already driving all the way from Suffolk, some people from Brooklyn, Queens, and the closest school after that was the city, and we'd have to start pretty much all over.
Mm.
So the most difficult part of that was doubling up on credits because we
Oh,
didn't know what the state of the school was each trimester now. So I
oh, so
went
you took
from
classes over again, kind of thing?
no, no, no. Like basically I went from taking, like 8 to 10 credits to now 16 to 18 credits per
Mm.
semester. So that on top of working, on top of I dropped out of high school because I had a hard time learning. So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm like basically accelerating my learning.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, it was a lot, but I feel like that in hindsight was helpful for me because
Yeah,
now in the business, things come at you. Things
yeah,
come at you,
yeah,
and you don't know what a day is going to bring, and you got to roll with it as best you can.
yeah.
So I think at the time, what kept me going was knowing, like, all right, this is temporary. I am
Right.
almost done. Just like you said before, what you taught your students, look at the end result. Where do you see yourself? Like, yes, you want to be present and take things day by day, but also remind yourself that like you are trying to get somewhere and keep your eye on the prize, kind of. So
Exactly.
that's what
Yeah.
kept me going. And of course, family, friends, my
Mhm.
boyfriend, my classmates. So I had a good support system
Support system.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it
Uh,
was, not without its excitement.
yeah.
you
But
know?
once again, like reiterating, like those tough times are just equipping you for the future, you know? Like,
Yes. Yep. And I
and
didn't
that's
think about it then. I was just like, what? You have your moment of freak out. But of course, looking back now, I'm like, oh, that was happening to
yeah,
prepare me.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and I feel like there's probably way more to this story, but we'll just keep on going.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so just going through your profile and just knowing more about you, you do really love reflexology.
Hmm.
And to the people who don't know that, I'll let you elaborate more on that. But from what I know, it's just kind of like a map of the hand or the feet,
Hmm.
and there's like every point is an associated organ and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So the next question would be, why do you choose reflexology over all the other modalities in massage therapy, and how have you seen it help your clients directly?
I choose it because of the success that I see it bring. I have a client that for many months he just wanted me to work on his neck and shoulders. He's like, my
Okay.
neck and shoulders hurt. Please just work on that. And in my head, I'm like, I know that I could really help you if you'd let me work on your hands and your feet, but I wanted to be respectful of his body and what he wanted. And I want to say the last four treatments, so probably about a month ago,
Okay.
he was like, "Can we do full body?"
Mhm.
I'm like, "Absolutely, let's do it." So I start working on his feet. I'm getting into his kidney points. I'm getting
Okay.
into the inner area of his big toe because I know that that correlates to help with neck pain.
Oh, okay.
The kidney point can help ground the body and kind of just release all that
Oh.
energy he's holding on to. So I'm just doing my thing. And he said after that massage, he was like, I don't know why I haven't done a full body massage sooner. He was like,
For real.
he's like, when you pressed on the bottoms of my feet, which is the kidney one point, he said, I felt this energy go through my whole body and just release. And I was like, I took a page out of Jackie's book and I said,
Mm.
I'm glad that your body was willing to receive that instead of me
Right.
saying, oh, that was me, like you received that. You were
Exactly.
open enough to let your body trust that it was in a safe space. So because not because of that treatment, but because of so many treatments I've done working on the feet and reflexology. Like I know there's reflexology for the hands as well, but
Yeah.
I really really enjoy the feet.
That's incredible.
Just yeah, and I feel like it really really helps people get grounded, and
Mm.
in getting grounded mentally, I have found that it helps their body just release so
Yeah.
much that it's holding on to, whether it's pain, stress, trauma, anxiety. So that's really why I love it. That's
That's
really why I love
incredible. Like, I
it.
think that's the first time I really heard like reflexology, like in the nitty gritty, actually work. Like, like that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
And
so,
it,
go
what's
ahead.
up?
No, you go
No,
ahead.
no, no.
Okay.
What?
I was gonna say, and like sometimes, like, well, I incorporate it into every massage.
Mhm.
I spend like a really good amount of time on the feet, but I don't always explain to people like,
Right,
hey, I'm gonna work on your feet for this amount I just go for it, and I get really great responses from them. Like I get one person was like, if you do this to everybody, you're gonna have repeat clients all the time. And I was like,
right.
well, I do it to all of you.
Yeah, I know.
I
No,
was like, I do it to all of you, so
it's so hard to like and sometimes we don't even do it because it's just takes so much time, but it's hard to explain the specific like niches
Mhm.
that all of us LMTs kind of go into to our clients that don't know anything about massage,
Right,
but it
right.
helps them because like for me, what I'm thinking with you and reflexology, where his pain was up here, but you went to his feet.
Mhm.
They don't make sense of that, right? But
Right.
for me, it's the same thing with neuromuscular therapy. I'm just
Mhm.
like, yo, your lower back pain might actually be in your hamstrings and your glutes,
Right.
or maybe even your psoas in the front. Like different things. Your headache might be from here, like
Right.
all that jazz. So it's just like, yeah, sometimes we just do it and then
Yeah,
they fall with it.
exactly. Exactly. Like there are people that will ask, but first for the people that are just like, please just help me and we can just do our thing. It's so
Right.
nice. And then your hands are just doing what they do, and like you can close your eyes even sometimes and
Yeah.
just be so connected to their body and what they need. So
For
I love
sure.
that. Yeah.
So I know I explain NMT to a newbie that comes into my room real quick,
Mhm.
like, because, this is their time in between, like just talking about, hey, what's wrong with you? Hey, what do you
Mhm.
need? All that stuff. Like, I have a quick spiel. Like, what is your spiel whenever you're just like, somebody's like, hey, what is reflexology? Like, what do you usually tell them?
I explain to them that it is palpating different zones and channels on the feet to correlate with what you're feeling in your body. You have your spine of the foot that correlates with your spine. You have your lungs and your liver, which are kind of like under the ball of your
Right.
foot.
Yeah.
And
Hold on. Let me just.
um right? And then you have your digestive system, which is at your heels. So like if you're struggling with anxiety or obviously digestive problems, like we would work on we're going to work on the whole foot, but like really getting into bordering up the heel to
Yeah.
kind of like if you were giving an abdominal massage. It's the
Right. Yeah.
same thing. You're going in specific directions.
Yeah.
I feel like I explain it a little differently
Differently
each
every time.
time because something new comes to me each
That's
time
awesome,
too.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, I just explained to them that like loosening up all that tension in the foot is going to help loosen up your stress, your anxieties, your tension in the
Yeah.
body. It's also just a very energetic treatment as well. So you might notice sensations. I've had somebody say that they feel their brain tingle a little bit like an
Wow.
ASMR
Yeah.
sensation,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think dependent on what they're coming in for is going to be the deciding factor on kind of
Of that
how I explain
explanation.
it. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yep.
do you ever just like simply offer like a 30-minute just like reflexology session just like on their hands or feet or whatever like
Yeah, I have a
you do?
45-minute session. Yep. And then I
Okay.
have a 15-minute add-on. So while it is included
Wow.
in every treatment, unless somebody doesn't want their feet touched,
Yeah.
I have those options too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome. All right, so let's go more into your actual entrepreneurial path. In the last episode, we had Jackie. She was how I met you. Like, you became the successful LMT through going through the Slice Squad, and I forgot the other name for it,
Yep, I'll tell
program.
you. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the question I had for you is, tell us about your path as a successful solo LMT. You're basically the poster child in my eyes that anyone can be successful as a solo LMT if they do all the right things. So could you just elaborate about your whole path, about how you found her, the actual
Absolutely.
process, and
Yeah.
the results from it?
Yeah. So I found her through another massage therapist. I think they might have shared her story. This was a year ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, this was a year ago now. I didn't even have like a Shen account yet. So I
Hmm.
followed her on my personal account. I really liked her uh, ethical posts and informative posts. I was like, all right, I'm going to follow this girl because I feel like it's going to be really helpful in me learning where I want to take my business.
Hmm.
And then we started really chatting probably around this time last year.
Last
So
year, yeah.
yeah, so I had finally made a Shen account. There wasn't really much on there because I didn't have a suite or anything. I was just like, let me get it started just to have, some posts on there. And I don't remember if she messaged me first or I messaged her, but one of us responded to each other's stories. I think it was about Ariana Grande. It had nothing to do with massage therapy, but I was like,
Right.
cool, she likes Ariana Grande. Love that. And we just started chatting.
Mm,
And then I think I might have asked her something in terms of running the business. And she's like, let's set up a call. I was like,
right.
perfect, let's do it. And I want to say it was January or March. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
I had my first call, talked about it, sounded great. I was not mentally ready for it, so I was like, I'll call you guys back.
Right, exactly.
I
Yeah.
never called back, and it wasn't that I wasn't interested. I was just scared.
It was overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah, I was scared. She didn't pressure me at all. She still like we still chatted on
Mm.
Instagram. It wasn't like, "Oh, you said no to our business. Well, we're not talking to you anymore." She was still awesome and she
It was
still
very
is awesome.
organic, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Mm.
We have a lot of the same interests. She's just a cool person. She's all around awesome and I hope that
Right.
she hears that because it's so true.
She will.
Yep. Yep. So then finally now come like April, May, I'm getting tendonitis in my hands. I'm getting COVID. I'm just getting hit with a lot of things that are forcing me to stop working.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, all right, I think I'm supposed to be listening to something right now. I don't exactly know what it
And is
is.
this from like the health scribe position?
That and I started rowing at the gym,
Which one? Oh, okay,
but
rowing.
like a
Yeah,
lot.
a
I was
lot.
doing it like every day for 30 minutes, and I think as a
Oh, wow.
massage therapist, you probably just shouldn't be rowing and also being a massage therapist.
It's
At least
crazy.
not me. At least
Yeah.
not me. So I got tendonitis in my hands. But yeah, I reached out to her again. I was like, "Can we set up a call again? Like I'd love to chat and just kind of."
Were you in school or licensed at this point?
I was licensed at this
Okay.
point. I was working
Okay.
at 3 spas. One of them was full time, the other two were like every other
Right.
week or
Yeah.
something.
Got it.
So we chat, and then I was like, you know what? As I'm fearful, but I'm always gonna be fearful. So like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go for it. I
Mhm.
signed on. Yes, it's Slice Squad, but like Jackie's portion of what she does in
Mhm.
Slice Squad is the Service Evolution Academy.
Right.
So she helps massage therapists primarily, but I believe also like people that work in the hair community too, and
Yeah.
other types of entrepreneurial setups. So
Mhm.
yeah, I signed on. She said, "Go look for a suite." And I said, "Okay." The next day I started looking. Um I was almost going to go at one place, but something told me don't sign the lease yet. A couple days later I found the place I'm at now, and I was like, "Thank God I didn't sign that lease at the other spot."
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we just got started. That was an amazing program. It was initially 90 days. Once it ended, I think in August, I signed on for another 90 days just because
Okay.
I felt like, all right, I got the start of it, but I want to see what else they have because they've helped me so much already that I feel like
Mhm.
what's the harm in just learning a little bit more. So I did that again. I think it that ended in like November, December, I want to say. But it's been so helpful. They teach you everything from marketing yourself, focusing on your goal, time blocking, which I'm just that's one thing I haven't been able to master yet, but you can't
Yeah.
win them all. Bookkeeping, keeping track of your finances, what's going in, what's coming out, just everything, the blueprint to becoming a entrepreneur, a business owner, if you will.
Right.
Which, can it be found in other avenues? Sure, but I needed something that was organized and broken down in steps as opposed to just Googling and YouTubing.
Right.
I
It's
know that
structure.
works for others, yeah, but I need
Yeah.
structure. I need structure, and it's
Yeah.
very structured.
And you're held accountable as if
Mm-hmm.
you were like in massage school. It's like
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah.
And honestly, it oh my god, it's so important. I love what Jackie does because
Mm-hmm.
like the school that I was like being a massage teacher in, I got into the business class. The business class was like trash.
Yeah.
They understood and they realized they needed to revamp it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of trying to take ideas from Jackie, but like now that you're telling me everything more in detail, literally like boom, 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 on a
Yeah.
list, like
They
I
have an
wish.
app.
Yeah, wow,
you
that's
know?
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so high speed. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
every massage school needs that, but like I feel
Yeah.
like massage schools just prep you to be just a worker bee in
Mm-hmm.
like a massage envy or whatever, which
Yeah.
is okay, but it's not successful in my eyes.
I don't think it's sustainable for your body at
That and
all.
I mean, it just doesn't make enough money to
That too.
live a successful life in today's day and age and today's economy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not to get too much into the weeds of that, but like when you do the math, like from the amount of money like these corporate places get, you get like 12%.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
like with tip, and tip is unpredictable. So
It very
it's
unpredictable,
it's
yeah.
atrocious. So like it's so awesome, and I definitely encourage any LMTs watching this to, and I'll leave it to like link in the description, like
Yeah, yeah.
to Jackie's thing to like, yeah, it may seem overwhelming and maybe even a little pricey at first, but after you go through all the BS and working at all these corporate spas, you realize you probably would have wanted to do that from the get go because like it's another school. It's a school how to be a massage professional. You
Right.
you learn how to be a massage therapist, but not a massage professional. You know what
And
I'm
it
saying?
shows your future potential clients that you do care about what goes into your business. Like
Right.
because it is a big financial expense. It's
Right.
not just sign up, let's get started. It does take something to get something. So it shows your clients, and I'm not saying that if you don't sign on to a program that your clients are going to be like, she doesn't care. I'm just saying it gives that extra level of dedication. It shows that extra level of I'm willing to really, really do what I need to do to show you guys that I want to give you the best care that I can because I want to learn how to do that for you.
Exactly. And
So,
I'm assuming that school teaches you how to approach clients in a like business manner
mm-hmm,
and like learn how to just handle those things. Because like I'm still struggling with just like learning how to approach to like sell something to someone, even though sell may seem like a nasty word in the massage industry. I mean, we're all kind of in a sense selling our services,
mm-hmm, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, like definitely encourage any LMTs to, if you don't go into Jackie's like what you call it, service academy kind of thing.
Service evolution, yep.
Yeah, if you don't get into that, then at least just talk to her and like
Mm-hmm,
just get some ideas,
mm-hmm,
or talk to other successful solo LMTs,
yeah,
or just like kind of like self teach yourself at least
mm-hmm,
all these things like bookkeeping,
right,
like and look at the successful solo LMTs on like how they do sales, how do they do every little detail. But
mm-hmm,
definitely encourage, and I'm thankful that Jackie's thing exists, so solo LMTs can actually survive in this industry, because it
right.
is hard.
And
So,
truly, like, if that's just something that's unattainable right now or ever, just, I think you just said this too, but like, just
hmm,
message other massage therapists. Everyone I have ever messaged has been so helpful and like willing to be like, yeah, this is what I did. This is where I got this. And same for
right,
me, like, message me. I will tell you anything you want to know that I feel helped me, with a disclaimer of like, it's not guaranteed, but like, this is what worked for me.
exactly,
Like, and clients will see that too. It doesn't mean you have to join a program and that's the only way that people are going to see that you care about your
hmm,
craft. People are going to see that you care by that effort that you put in. So if your only avenue is messaging other massage therapists, build that community just like you have. Like,
exactly.
you've built an amazing community with the
Thank you.
Global
Yeah.
Body Workers. I think that is just chef's freaking kiss.
And
It's the coolest thing.
it's cool because I've been talking about it forever. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
we know so much. I think it started off just by being in my spas. I'm like, collectively, we know so damn much. But
Mm-hmm.
LMTs, and because I'm an SD as well, LMTs,
Yeah.
aren't you an SD as well?
No,
Right?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I don't know why
not.
you give SD
I've
vibes. Right?
I would maybe in the future. I'm always willing to
Maybe, yeah.
learn, but yeah, I
So
think it's cool when you've got both under your
yeah,
belt.
so that was the thing with the culture. Like LMTs, we go into our little rooms in the dark rooms, and like we don't come out and like socialize, as
Mhm.
much,
Mhm.
because we're in between clients, so hi bye kind of things,
Yeah. Yep.
But like SDs, they're just social butterflies. I've noticed,
Yeah.
and they share each other's ideas so much, and they network with
I
each
love
other so
that.
much. So like we have to do that more as massage therapists. We have so much
Mhm.
like my big idea to build a company is to emphasize on that alone, that let's share and like sharpen each other
Mhm.
our
Mhm.
skills, because like you have
Yes.
reflexology, I have neuromuscular therapy. If we were both working in a physical company, like I'd be like, yo, like maybe once a quarter, let's shut off a day and let's all train each other or something like
Yeah,
that,
a
like,
hundred percent, a hundred
right,
percent,
so
and that's what
but
helps each other grow.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So yeah, I encourage any LNTs to just don't gatekeep, just share. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Yes.
yeah, because we came in here into this industry to be healers, essentially, right? So
Mhm.
like, let's help each other. So
Yeah.
no, but that's awesome, and that's a great thing that you went through that whole thing, and obviously it shows like that it helped you become successful as a solo. That's awesome. So
Thank you.
now going more into the nitty gritty of the path of being a solo LMT, the Shen and all that stuff. In between that accidental mess up when we did film and now, there
Mhm.
has been a lot of differences. We both, I feel like, have gone through some just like ease in our careers, almost, so to speak. So could you elaborate more on the actual and I know it's hard to talk about, but like the hardships and the realities and
Mhm.
the weight of like just everything that there is to be a solo LMT and have your own like solo room and all that stuff in business.
Yeah, so I will say that every day the feeling is different. Also, like, I'm not a rarity. I am somebody that has, for many years, since my teenage years, struggled through depression and anxiety, bouts of it months where it doesn't exist at all, months where it creeps back in, like that friend
Right.
that just won't go away. I have diagnosed OCD, so with the perfectionism factor, that can breed depression and anxiety because you're trying to
Oh,
find
okay.
this balance of, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's okay, and then you're fighting with you. Yes, it does, but
Yeah.
that's that's that kind of played a part in the first couple of months of opening my business. I did suffer a panic attack in September. Went to
Mm,
the hospital because I had really bad chest pain and nobody was answering my phone call. And I was like,
mm,
well, let me just make sure that everything's working all right. I had extreme burnout. I had
right.
this, nobody was telling me, it was my own mind, this burning need for, oh my gosh, I need to make sure everybody on social media knows who I am, sees me, can find my place because I'm just opening, so I have to fill the spots. I have bills to pay, and it just
Right.
got crazy. I cared so much about making sure I had a post that was getting a lot of views and a lot of likes, and it was just like, whoa, 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 like my body was like, you need to stop. Yeah, so something kind of switched in me from there, where it was like, all right, I love Instagram. I've always loved it since before I opened a business. I love YouTube. I love seeing creatives on there. And I changed it from, all right, when I post, it's not with the intention of getting views, of getting likes. It's just with the intention of, here's, I guess, essentially my art. Here's my art in the form of massage therapy. Here's who I am. This is what I have to offer. I'm not going to share every single detail of my life, but I'll give you little bits and pieces because in massage therapy, you're going to have clients, some that come once a week, and they do become essentially your friends. I know I'm saying
Yeah.
essentially a lot, but like I
Yeah.
love that word. But they really do become in a sense like a friend of yours. So
Right.
I want people to see that on Instagram of like, I relate to her, but now it's more like I'm just gonna post and it is what it is. If it gets one like, it doesn't change anything about the fact that I own a business and I'm a massage therapist.
It
It's
doesn't define
just,
you.
yeah, it's just something for people to land on to be like, is this somebody I want to get a massage from? Yeah, let me check her out. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So in terms of the struggles with that, I had to I had to just shift my
Mindset.
vision at the time. Yeah, and I think we were touching on this earlier of like, I still struggle with depression. I still
Mm.
struggle with days where I don't want to get out of bed, and on those days I'm like, this is not the time for me to be on social media.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to be okay. If I lose a follower or if my view counts go down, like that has nothing to do with me being a business owner. People are not going to forget about me. It is okay. Right now, I can't forget about me. I have to
Right.
put me first. I have to
Right.
worry about me. And I was just telling you, like, just last week, like, things were becoming overwhelming that had nothing to do with social media. Just the business aspect of it can be ugly. And I said to my friend, I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. I want to quit. I
Yeah.
want to just go home and go to sleep and do nothing. But she knows me well enough to know, she's like, you're having a moment right now. She's like,
Right.
you love what you do. She's like, I'm not going to feed into it, but I'm going to let you vent. And I
Right.
appreciate that. She gave me that space to do so. But as much as you can love doing something, like I love massage therapy. I love connecting with people and just learning everything that they have to offer me.
Yeah.
But sometimes everything that is wrapped around that can be tight, can be very
Yeah.
tight. So that's when us as quote unquote healers, I guess you could say, or healing facilitators, that's
Right.
when
Right. Right.
we have to practice what we preach to our
Exactly.
clients. We have to know like, all right, I'm telling my clients to do something that makes them happy. What makes me happy? Sometimes that's taking a step back and just watching a television show and not thinking about anything that has to do with anything.
Right. Not
It
feeling any guilt of it, or just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or, just making something to eat and putting my phone away and, hanging out with my cat, like, or, going out to dinner with my boyfriend, going to a concert, like
Hmm.
just remembering that, we can get very absorbed in this little bubble of business, but
Very quickly.
there's still life outside of that we have to live to keep ourselves grounded so that we can give our best selves to our
Yeah.
clients each and every time they come in.
Yeah. Honestly, that's just like, to me, like work life balance. But it's
Yeah.
so hard because I feel like, and my battery's dying, just so you know. Just as a solo LMT and a corporate LMT, or even both, like
Mhm.
corporate LMT, you just go in, sometimes mindless, you do your job, you peace out. You
Mhm.
don't have to think about stuff. But as a solo LMT, it is a 24-hour job. Like
It is.
really. So it's hard to separate that, like making your own boundaries to yourself because you're your
Mhm.
own boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, at this time, this is me time. But it's hard because you're going to sleep constantly thinking about views,
Right?
next post,
Yep.
my
You get
next
it. You
client for
get
the
an
next day.
idea.
So it's hard
Did
to,
I send this email? Oh my gosh, I told that client I would text her information about stretch it. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
it doesn't always it's
Yeah,
not always easy, the work-life balance, but I think just doing the best you can and having grace for yourself. It's such a cliche thing to say, but the more you say have grace for yourself, the more that your brain will believe like, okay, like I'm a safe space for me too,
yeah.
not just for others.
So, did you ever expect this burnout to come like when you first started? Did they go over that like in the academy or in massage school or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah. So I think I had told you there's an app and there's tons of videos that
Mhm.
they had already like they're all like recorded videos from like before you entered their program. So you rewatch them and yeah, they definitely discussed burnout and I knew it was gonna happen just at some point. I accepted like I'm sure that I'll burn out. I just didn't know how it was
You
gonna
would react
happen.
to it.
Yeah, I didn't know like what it was gonna look like. But now that I do, at least for me, because I feel like it's definitely different on everybody. Now that I know what it looks like for me, when I start to notice
Sign. Yeah.
when I notice certain signs, I take a step back. I just take a
Mm.
step back. And I tell people, I'm like, sometimes you'll see me all over Instagram, and then sometimes you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
where'd she go? What happened? But
I think the most important thing, and it's so hard for
mhm.
all LMTs, is to simply go get massages yourself or trade.
Yes.
Like, go
Uh-huh.
trade. It's free.
I go
Like,
to Melissa, I'm gonna shout her out, Bloom Spa Therapy in
right?
Farmingdale.
She's awesome.
I love her so much. We went to school together. We had reflexology
That's so
together.
dope.
I love her. We usually see each other once a week. It's been a
That's
couple weeks
perfect.
now since our last
Yeah.
treatment together, but I
E-
just adore her.
Even like bi-weekly or once a month
Yeah,
is better than
exactly.
nothing. Because I
Yup.
know LMTs that go months without, and that's just
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
she's
It's
actually my
so
next
important.
episode.
Oh, I love it. I love her so much.
I'm so excited for that. Just moving on to the next question.
Mhm.
So, what is one thing you wish all future clients would know to make your job easier as an LMT,
What I wish they would know to make my job easier.
or in general?
I mean, I really, really love all my clients. Like I feel like when you go from a spa setting to a solo setting, and this was also
Yeah.
touched on in Slice Squad,
Mhm.
like you have your ideal client. So
Yeah.
and it's like a no-brainer. Like who do you want stepping into your practice? It's kind of like, if you're looking for a relationship, there's that quote like be who you want to date. So it's kind of like exuding who you want to step into your door. When I worked in the spa setting, I was just getting anybody. And
It was rough, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was rough, but now like I don't know. That's a really tough question to
Yeah.
answer because my clients just really are very kind and understanding. They know that I suffer from not depression and anxiety, but they know that I have chronic fatigue syndrome. So I'll have clients say to me, like, if there's a day that you're too tired, like, please, like, don't hesitate to let me know. So, like, I don't know what I could say for
That's
them.
okay. That's
They
okay.
they make my job very easy.
That's awesome to hear, honestly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess maybe one thing, and they're
Mhm.
not mind readers, but there are some days where I'm working where I don't feel like talking.
Yeah, bro.
And I know that's not new either. I'm sure
Right.
every massage therapist or just anybody,
Yeah.
wherever you work, can relate. Like sometimes I don't want to talk at
That's why, like,
all.
honestly, like, and I always thought about this, and I saw somebody actually have this like a wooden swivel thing, right, when
Mm-hmm.
they walk into the room, and this
Mm-hmm.
goes for both the client and the LMT,
Yeah.
where it's like an unspoken thing. Like if you see the thing, like I'll swivel it to like silent
Yeah.
or like
Yep.
non-silent or whatever, so they
Yep.
understand. Like I just wanted to be chill today, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah. And
yeah,
I'm sure that I could probably tell them that. But sometimes I'm like, well, this
it's a
is
little
their
awkward.
session.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes they want to let things out. So like
Right.
I guess if I had to answer that, one thing I could say was I wish that they had the ability to just read my mind and be like, she doesn't feel like talking today. I'm just gonna receive the massage and we're gonna be silent. But
Right.
aside from that, like I have nothing. I have
Got
nothing
you.
to yeah.
That's good. No, but that just means you have awesome clients, and that's amazing to hear. You know,
I really do love my
and
clients.
and yeah, and I don't have that many solo clients, but the ones
Mhm.
that I do, yeah, they're all super dope. So
Yeah.
you attract your own tribe, kind of thing.
Right,
Attract your own
right.
clients, yeah. So,
Yes.
all right, cool. So, just moving on, just kind of wrapping things up. Lastly, what is one thing you could do or you could say to change the LMT world and community that you would like everyone to know in general?
Um, what I would like everyone to know is just know exactly what you want, but also know that it's not always going to go that way.
Right.
You can have a goal in mind, but just be patient in the process. Understand, and this was advice that I was given from another LMT before I even started working in massage therapy. It was like right as I graduated. She said to me, like, be okay with the fact that there are going to be people that don't like your massage. But
Mm,
that doesn't mean that you're not good at being a massage therapist.
right.
Um, you could have had an off day, they could have had an off day. You just weren't connecting with their body's needs, or there's so many reasons. Don't tie yourself to a reason. Just don't.
Yeah.
And know that if you feel like maybe it wasn't your best massage, what can you do next time to be more present and be more
Yeah.
connected to that person? And again, just being patient in starting your journey as a massage therapist, in knowing that everyone's journey is going to look different. You might start off and have really slow months. You might start off have really busy months and then one slow month and then busy.
Yeah.
And it has, again, nothing to do with who you are as a massage therapist and just everything to do with the way that people in the world are willing to work on their self-care. I'm trying to
Yeah.
word that in a way of
Yeah.
like sometimes people don't put themselves first, or sometimes people do put themselves first, but it's in getting a facial instead, or going to get their hair
Mhm.
done, or going to Disney World. Like it's
Yeah.
not always massage therapy, but don't let that stop you from promoting yourself. Don't let that stop you from trying to make connections with people. Don't let that stop you from showing up to networking events. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't be like, nope, I'm not going to this one. I'll go to the next one. Go to that one because you do not
Sure.
know who you could meet at that one. You don't know who you could talk to at that one. You don't know who could see you and be like, oh my gosh, I really like your whole energy. When can I book a massage for you? So just show up. Show up
Mhm.
for yourself so that eventually you can show up for others. So that's
Yeah.
what I would say.
That's good to know. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it seems like it was like really brief, but like honestly, I think all the information you gave is enough to really impact someone new to this industry. And I guess I'll leave some like links down below for like your Instagram or your website or stuff like that, so they can see like your journey and get a better idea of like, A through Z of like what a solo LMT goes through and like what success looks like, but also like the realistic aspect of it, So,
Yeah,
no, that's awesome.
awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
Will.
Thank you so much for your time, and
Of
I'm
course.
excited to see more of your journey. And maybe we'll do another episode next year. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
So
sure. We'll do an update.
yeah, right. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Though.
Thank
I'll be seeing
you.
you. Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.